video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around.
Hi everybody, good afternoon. How's it going right now? Streaming again. This time, I'm doing a triple stream. I'm streaming on here on the DP channel. I'm streaming on the Altered Perspective channel for fun because I haven't used that channel in a little bit because I've been working a lot more on this channel lately. So I'm streaming there to, you know, at least get a couple views on that channel. And I'm also streaming on Twitch right now just to see, because I haven't streamed on Twitch in a really long time too. And I'm like, why? I have these other channels and I can stream to all of them live at the same time. So why not do it? So that's why I'm doing it. So watch on whatever channel you want. Choose your preference, whatever. It is whatever, tubes. It is what it is, you know? Please like the stream if you can. If you're on Twitch, you can't like streams, but you can watch. I have a couple people watching on Twitch right now. I have not streamed on Twitch in so long. I did a few late night drunk streams where I just hung out and listened to music. Yeah, so, give the stream a like. Trying to get a little closer to the goal. We got to 35% last night. Late last night, I did a late stream that was not expected. It was not expected. Yeah, so, give the stream a big fat like. And, we got some stuff to watch. We've got the manatee. He's defending Elon Musk. Yeah, like on all streams and then work on all cinder blocks. And we got the manatee coming here to defend Elon Musk and the Roman salute, whatever you want to call it. Was it a troll? Was it awkward? My heart goes out to you, or was it I'm a Nazi? You decide. But yeah, here's the intro for the Brett segment.
Individual situation. Check out the beautiful asshole.
The individual Brett Keane segment situation.
All right, here he is, the man-a-tee himself, talking about Elon Musk. Let's see what he says here.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett Keane, and you are watching and listening to God TV
You're
Radio.
watching, listening.
Make sure you subscribe to me on Spotify, as well as Amazon Music and thousands of other radio outlets that I go through. I have thousands of episodes that you can listen to, and I invite guests on my show from time to time. As many of you probably heard, Elon Musk, he was attending Donald Trump's victory party for becoming president of the United States, and he says, "My heart goes out to you," and then he waves at the crowd. And
No, he didn't. He did the salute, wave, whatever you want to call it, first, and then he was like, "My heart goes out to you." He did it. He said it after he did it. Be honest, Brett. With your weird mutant hand.
Everybody cheers and everybody's happy, and it's just a beautiful, wonderful day. Well, 5 minutes after that incident, the the news media decided that they wanted to brand One of the most richest men in the world.
Probably the most richest. The richest we know of that isn't hiding all of it.
The most intelligent men in the world.
That's debatable.
A man who wants to open up space, and
space is already open. That's why it's called space. You can go to space if you want. You just have to make sure you have good technology to keep you alive while you're up there.
Planetary habitation for humanity. A man who's been charitable, a man who's been good for humanity.
Humanity.
They decided to suggest or imply that he is a Nazi.
He implied that he's one. Okay, and it wasn't just the media. There was like literal like white nationalists that looked at that and saw and said, "Yep, he's one of us." Like the reaction from the like far right white nationalist groups out there that saw that were like, "Hell yeah!" Like they thought it was a Nazi salute also.
This isn't a surprise to people who are already a part of MAGA like myself, because for the last 4 years,
it's a part of MAGA. Okay.
All I've been hearing is that Trump is the Antichrist. He's Adolf Hitler.
No, I don't. I've never heard anyone call him the Antichrist. A lot of people called Obama the Antichrist, but I think it was just to make Christians scared of voting for a black guy. But yeah, they called Obama the Antichrist. I've never heard. I mean, I'm sure someone said it, but I have never heard anyone call Trump the Antichrist. I've heard people call Trump the H-man before, but I mean, there are some parallels, but obviously he's not. Would he be if he could? If he had the amount of authority over the government that the H-man had, maybe he would be just like him. I don't know.
Everything under the sun. And because I know Donald Trump as much as I do, and I know the biography and story of Elon Musk, I know that.
You know the biography. That's a big word that Brett thought of to make him sound smarter and more informed about what he's talking about.
These two men in real life are disgusted with Ku Klux Klan and Hitler and Nazis and all that. In fact, the only people that are actually like Nazis or similar to them are the news media.
Okay, how are they similar?
And Democrat politicians. The way they march in the street, burn our flag, attack people that don't agree with them, condemn anyone that doesn't support their ideology, and on top of it, they also have a tendency to do that wave that PBS claims as a Nazi gesture.
They do? They have a tendency to do that wave? I mean, there's a difference between taking a screenshot of someone waving like this and making it look like, or someone like lifting their arm up to do something. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that. You know, I wouldn't call that a, I don't know what to say. I wouldn't call that a Nazi salute, but when you like slap your chest and go, ugh, and like do the hand motion like you're like cramming it up someone's butt. Yeah, I don't know. There's a difference. There's a difference between like a deceptive screen cap of someone and like someone being like, ugh. Yeah, and he did do it twice, which by the way, Piers Morgan said Elon would have to do it again, which he did do it again. Does he mean another occasion of it or twice in one occasion? Piers Morgan was like, yes, he would be a troll if he did it again. I don't know.
Now you'll notice, a lot of you may not even know that Kamala Harris, Obama, Clinton's, and Elizabeth, who also is known as A.K.A. Pocahontas.
Elizabeth, A.K.A. I like how he said also known as and then AKA. So it's also known as also known as Pocahontas?
Harris, Obama, Clinton's, and Elizabeth, who also is known as A.K.A. Pocahontas.
Also as known as A.K.A. Pocahontas.
I've done this.
Is she
hundreds of
A.K.A.
times,
Pocahontas?
like that. And the news media never tried to throw Hitler or any of that bullshit in there. And why? Because the media is ran by these dictators. That's what dictators of the past did. One of Adolf Hitler's thing is that he would.
One of Adolf. I love to dissect Brett's speech. Let me get it again here.
The media is ran by these dictators. That's what dictators of the past did. One of Adolf Hitler's thing was
that
he would push propaganda. Propaganda is whenever you basically either force or you pay news media to tell and narrate a story and twist reality in order to demoralize the citizens of a country. This is what Hitler did, and this is what Democrats have been doing over and over. And if they can't use the media to contort the thought process and patterns of and consciousness of mankind, then they'll use lawfare. They'll use a system in order to try to break people and make people quit or surrender. If that doesn't work, then they will jail you for some trumped up charges. Then refuse to let you out. They'll throw away the key. Because if you don't accept their cult, then your life no longer has value. And they'll go so far as to not just hurting you.
Hold on. Come on, dude. Like, there are so many Republicans that got pushed out of the party because they didn't accept Trump. And then there were ones that didn't accept Trump at first, and then they fell in line, and they're still around. So what are you talking about?
So, even if you're one of these people where you're okay with going down in flames and shit for your beliefs and views and what you think is right, they won't hesitate to go after your family and everything that you love.
They'll attack your family. Hold on, though. Didn't Trump go after Biden's family? Pretty sure Trump attacked Biden's family.
Destroy your reputation, destroy you as a person. You could be somebody who all your life you've done good things and you've been charitable and you've been kind and compassionate, and they'll make you look like a bastard. A perfect example is Donald Trump. Throughout Donald Trump's existence, he's been in Hollywood movies, he's been in television shows. Everybody kissed his ass.
There's only a few movies, right? Home Alone 2 is the only one I can think of. I'm sure he's been in more, but he hasn't been in a ton of Hollywood movies. He's been a guest on, obviously, late night talk shows and daytime talk shows. He's been on the news, and he did cameos. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The only real significant acting, if you can call it acting, type thing. Well, it was a reality show, so I don't even think you could call it acting. But he did. Yeah, he's done cameos in a bunch of movies. That's true. But he's also, The Apprentice was the only real TV show that he had. And it was a reality show, so he was just being himself.
And tickled his taint just right. Everybody loved him until he became a conservative.
Not everybody loved him, by the way. And he's always been fairly conservative in his views, even when he was in real estate. And he wanted to he pushed for the death penalty for some for these people that were accused of a murder in Central Park, and they were later acquitted of it.
Until he
wrote like a editorial for a newspaper about that.
I'm going to be on the side of the Republicans. Everybody knew enough about Donald Trump that the only reason why he picked the Republicans was because they were more closer towards his views. But Donald Trump could be easily argued to have come from a Democratic liberal background. But that's different because a lot of these Democrats who've left.
Trump hopped around parties just because it was advantageous for him. He's been a member, he's ping-ponged around Republican, Democrat, Republican, Independent, Republican. He could switch again someday. I always thought he'd just start his own party. I was like, if the Republican establishment keeps Trump out, he'll just start the Trump party. But I think the Republicans knew that and knew that that would destroy their party if Trump left and just started his own. So they basically let him take over. And that's why you have like his daughter-in-law as one of the chairs of the RNC, the GOP.
The Democrats, who were former Democrats, they realized just like all of us. The liberals used to be.
The meme coin is trash too. It looks like there was some kind of big rug pull. Like the people at the top who started the coin let a bunch of people buy into it and then just like killed it and made it go down to half of the starting price. Because I think the price on January 19th before the election, or I'm sorry, before the inauguration, it was at like almost $80. And now I don't know what it's at. It dropped more than 50%. And last time I looked, it was at like 30 something. Let me see what it's at now. It's at $30.29. That's a high starting price for a like a crypto. Like it was 71, I think it was $71.27 at its peak on the 19th. And on Inauguration Day, somebody sold a bunch of shit.
Believable. We could look back at them and say, oh, well, look, there's people like, Kennedy.
By the way, if you're watching on the Altered Perspective channel, feel free to just use the DP Streamlabs link. I have it pinned in the chat. All donos on any of the streams, no matter what platform or channel they're on, goes towards the DP goal for this week. So feel free to use those if you feel so inclined to do so. Thank you.
Who was good and wanted to make good changes and progress and all that. But now the Democrats they've become the fucking Nazis. They've become the propaganda pushers. They've become the people who try to cause violence and division and hatred and all this, and they'll use whatever they can.
The literal violence and division did, in fact, come from the right.
To do it. I will be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I do not understand why, after all these years, why Elon Musk has refused to sue the fuck out of these people.
He's going to sue everybody? Who specifically is he going to sue? Even if his intentions were to be like, my heart goes out to you, people are still allowed to say, hey, that looked like a Nazi salute to me. People are allowed to say that.
I know that he is strongly into freedom of speech.
If their honest opinion is that it looked like a Nazi salute, then they're allowed to say what they think it looks like.
But there is a difference between slander, defamation, liability.
Liability, the old Brett Keane. Yes, I'm suing you for liability. He means libel, but he says liability. Oh my goodness.
And that of free speech. I'm all about every one of you fuckers out there expressing your views and ideas.
Are you?
If you come to my house kicking in my fucking door.
Who's doing that to Elon Musk? No one's kicking in anybody's doors.
And
does he mean metaphorically somehow, in some way? By the way, like the stream if you're watching and you haven't already liked the stream.
Spend 24/7 calling me everything in the fucking book and trying to ruin my reputation as a person, try to destroy my business and the reputation of my family, then I would go out of my way to fucking annihilate you in a court system. And that's that. You know, right now I'm just venting and bitching and all that, but
you are bitching.
I know humanity too well. Trying to get people to stop lying. I tried that before on YouTube, and that didn't work. The more lies, the more fucking excitement people had. It took many, many years before people got bored of hearing the shit, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, who cares? I'm going to go find something else to watch, maybe Barney or Mr. Rogers.
Is Mr. I'm guessing reruns, maybe. Barney? I don't think that those are current children's shows. Those are very dated, you know? Mr. Rogers been gone for a long time, and I don't think Barney's a big hit with the kids anymore. That was like a 90s thing.
All right, God bless, and stop hailing Hitler, fuckers.
What was the last thing he said?
I'm going to go find something else to watch, maybe Barney or Mr. Rogers. All right, God bless, and stop hailing Hitler, fuckers.
Yeah, you don't need to tell me.
I don't do that. You do that. Liability. It's a liability situation with these individuals.
These kids today with their Red Skelton and Charlie Chaplin. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I guess the Trump coin dropped down to like almost $25 yesterday. Now it's back up a little bit, but nowhere near where it was. It was a clear rug pull. All right, let's see what else we got here. Here's some stuff on Trump's confirmation. He got some people in as defense secretary. You know who I'm talking about.
Also this morning,
Hegseth.
President Trump is celebrating a razor-thin victory. His controversial pick to head up the Defense Department, Pete Hegseth, has been...
Of course they don't care. They're happy Trump got their money. Of course they don't care that they got rug pull. It's ridiculous, but it's a cult.
Confirmed thanks to a late-night rare tie-breaking vote by his Vice President, J.D. Vance. NBC White House correspondent Yamiche Alcindor is...
Yeah, this is crazy. Hegseth got confirmed by a tie-breaking vote from J.D. Vance.
In Las Vegas, traveling with President Trump. Yamiche, good morning.
Good morning. Last night, the Senate narrowly voted to confirm Pete Hegseth as the new defense secretary. Vice President J.D. Vance had to cast a tie-breaking vote when lawmakers deadlocked 50-50. It was only the second time in history a cabinet vote needed a tiebreaker. Vance stepped in after former Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and two other Republican senators, Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins, joined all Democrats in voting against the nomination. President Trump celebrating the confirmation.
Mitch McConnell.
I'm honored to
saying fuck you to Trump.
Pete, I think Pete's going to be a great Secretary of Defense.
Of course you think that. You nominated him, and he polishes your rod for you constantly. So why wouldn't... That's all you need for Trump to like you and think you're good. You're very good. That's all you need. You just need to polish his rod the right way.
Disappointed that McConnell voted no?
I didn't even know that. No, I don't know that. I just heard that we won. Winning is what matters, right?
Hegseth got the job despite a number of controversies, including allegations of alcohol abuse, domestic violence, sexual assault, and the financial mismanagement of organizations that he led. Hegseth repeatedly denied all these allegations. Meanwhile, President Trump has a number of other nominees that still need to make it through the Senate, with hearings for RFK Jr.,
Oh my God.
Patel, and
Yeah. Yes. What world is this?
Tulsi Gabbard set for next week. Gabbard, Trump's pick for Director of National Intelligence, has possibly the toughest road ahead. She has never worked in the intelligence world and has been accused of amplifying Russian propaganda. Gabbard has denied the claims. And today, President Trump is here in Las Vegas for an event focused on the economy and its commitment to end taxes on tips. Laura?
Taxes on tips. So he did, but what does he mean by that? He was saying no tax on tips, and then he stopped talking about it. I'm like, oh, did he let that one go? But no, apparently no tax on tips, which I was reading the proposal, and it has, you have to be working for you have to be a waiter at, Applebee's or something like that to get no tax on your tips. You have to work for an actual corporation. You can't be a private contractor. And I think most of your wages have to come from tips. So it's not this crazy, unbelievable tax break. Yeah, they should eliminate a tipped minimum wage and just pay tipped employees the same minimum wage everyone else gets.
Hey, Michelle Cinder, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for...
Here's Christy Nome, the dog shooter. She bragged in her book about shooting a dog. She got confirmed. Wow, she got confirmed by a higher margin, it looks like.
Just none. Okay. I'm just asking. I just have to reconsider it. Get to the next vote. You catching?
Huh. We could hear them talking for a second. Now we can't. I don't know.
The nays are 34. The nomination is confirmed.
President.
The majority leader.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that with respect to the Nome nomination, the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table, and the President be immediately notified of the Senate's action. Further, that the mandatory quorum call with respect to the Bessent nomination be waived.
Is there objection? Without objection. The clerk will report the motion to invoke cloture.
Cloture motion. We, the undersigned senators,
She's the Secretary of Dog Killers.
in accordance with the provisions of Rule 22 of the Standing Rules of the Senate, do hereby move to bring to a closed debate on the nomination of Scott Bessent of South Carolina.
All right. Here's officer was brutally attacked. Response to Trump's defense of rioters.
President Trump is offering a full-throated defense of one of his first moves as president, pardoning the convicted January 6 rioters, including those who attacked cops that day.
I am the friend of police more than any president that's...
I'm the friend of police. No. It's not what you think. I'm actually a friend of the police.
Ever been in this office.
More than 400 of the people that you pardoned, though, assaulted officers. So I want to ask you about the Vice President, J.D. Vance. He said, this is a week ago, he said, if you committed violence on January 6th, obviously you should not be pardoned. Why is your Vice President wrong?
Well, only for one reason. They've served years in jail. They should not have served, and they've served years in jail.
Okay. So Trump, he was like, they've already been in jail, so whatever. That's why I let them out.
And murderers.
And you wipe their record clean.
Don't even go to jail in this country.
Murderers do go to jail in this country. He's making the duck face. I remember 20 years ago, making the duck face on social media was a popular thing that girls did. Do you guys remember that? Maybe some of you don't remember that.
Not clear what he's referencing there, but I should note
Yeah, murderers don't go to jail.
that day, of course, one of the most searing images, the most brutal assaults, was against Officer Daniel Hodges. You can't forget the disturbing way he was attacked.
Yeah, he
him in
was.
the head with
They
a
were
police
crushing
on his way
him.
home.
Here he is.
And
This is the cop that was getting crushed in the door.
Officer Daniel Hodges
Looks like his nose has been broken.
joins me now, which I should note is happening in your personal capacity. When you saw that Trump pardoned all of these people, virtually everyone who was charged and convicted, even those who still have their cases ongoing, even those who pleaded guilty, just what went through your mind?
I mean, it wasn't a surprise. This is what Trump campaigned on. The die was cast for this on November 5th, right? So this is what the people voted for. And even though it wasn't a surprise, it still hurt to see because these people were violent insurrectionists. They brutally attacked me and my colleagues. They wanted to stop the peaceful transfer of power. I don't see why so many of them would deserve a pardon.
And you actually worked Trump's inauguration.
All of them, 100% of them.
Yesterday.
Correct.
I mean, you're still out there fulfilling your duties.
Yeah, that's crazy. He still works there.
As law enforcement and protecting him and protecting the people who are there supporting him. What is that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about democracy, right? You can't just believe in it when your guy wins. You got to believe in it when the other guy wins, too.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that don't agree with that. It is very sad, isn't it?
And part of that, especially in my job, is being respectful and doing the best job you can, providing law enforcement services to the best of your ability, to even to people who, hate me, even though none of them recognize me. But if I had told them, I'm confident they would have had a different reaction to me.
Patrick McCaughey, the one who was released from prison, who attacked you specifically, was one of those in that mob during that searing image. He's free now. I went back and looked at what the judge said to him when he was sentenced him, and he said that his actions on January 6th were some of the most egregious crimes that were committed that day, that he left you completely defenseless, and he had to retreat, but you didn't retreat. You were there when he was sentenced. Has he ever apologized to you personally?
He was one of those in court who apologized during his sentencing. Whether he's sincere or not, who knows? I guess we'll find out now, right?
And he never reached out to you outside of court or once he was in prison?
No.
The Fraternal Order of Police put out a statement just a few moments ago saying that they've had longstanding positive relations with President Trump, but they said crimes against law enforcement are not just attacks on individual or public safety, they're attacks on society, and they undermine the rule of law. And they said when perpetrators of...
Yeah, she sits in a... she sits in a chair and gets her hair and makeup done every day that she works. They have like an area where they sit and get their hair and makeup done. That's why her hair looks so nice. Calm down, Joe. Calm down.
Crimes, especially serious ones, are not held fully accountable. It sends a dangerous message that the consequences for attacking law enforcement are not severe, potentially emboldening others to commit similar acts of violence. Are you worried that Trump's pardon of people like Patrick encourages them to do this again?
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't it, right? If people know that there are not going to be any consequences for their actions, particularly their crimes, and they would like to further a certain agenda with extreme violence, then all they have to know is that they've got a wink and a nod from a man in office who doesn't have any integrity, and they're good to go, right?
Trump says he's the friend of the police. Do you think that's true?
Trump says a lot of things.
Trump said there was nobody... No, he was the world's least racist person. He said something like that. Like, I'm the least racist person in the world. Something like that.
Sometimes lies are more reliable than truth. And I have not had any experience that would suggest he is a friend of the police. I think what he's...
This is not just a double stream. This is a triple stream because I'm also on Twitch. There's not much going on over on Twitch, but I thought, hey, I have Twitch and, why not stream there too? But nothing's really going on. Not much is going on Twitch. But yeah, there's a triple stream right now. 3 channels, 2 platforms, triple stream. Yeah, it's mind-blowing.
A friend of is anyone who elevates his position and secures his authority, which law enforcement is obligated to do here, but some people do it with enthusiasm based on ideology rather than duty. And that is what he's a fan of.
And we're seeing the reaction from these people who are being released, some of them who are just thrilled. The QAnon shaman that we saw that day who became notorious, he was sentenced to more than three years. He was granted early release, and he touted the pardon that he got from Trump, and he said, in quote, all caps, now I am gonna buy some mother effing.
Yeah, because his record is clean now, so he can now go buy all the firearms he wants.
Guns. I love this country. How does that feel for you?
It's, I hope that there are those who were sentenced and convicted and did time who had a period of self-reflection and perhaps some personal growth.
And please don't come and kill me.
This man is obviously not one of them. He doesn't appear to regret anything he's done or anything he's stood for, and just have to hope that he refrains from violence in the future.
I'd be afraid to even do these interviews that these guys are doing. I don't know. Did they get paid?
Does it make you worried for your safety?
I'm a DC cop. I get threats and before January 6th, and I'm going to get threats after. It's not going to change. But yeah, a little bit. I mean, these people say they want revenge, right? So if they want to come after me, then that's their choice. I'll be ready.
You testified with several other officers in front of the January 6th Congressional Committee. I don't know if you knew about this before, but President Biden, before he left office yesterday, issued a pardon for everyone on that committee, their teams who worked on that, and the officers who testified before the committee. How do you feel about getting that pardon from him?
It's a lot of mixed emotions.
Yeah, because these pardons are to protect them from Trump's retaliation.
Obviously, I'm grateful that President Biden thought of me in his final moments, and my colleagues' continued legal safety. It's a novel sensation to receive a pardon when you haven't committed any crimes. And at the same time, I'm disinclined to accept it because I haven't committed any crimes. I haven't done anything wrong. And it
doesn't matter. They can whip up a crime for you. If they want to bad enough, they can.
Except, I know legally it's debatable, but in my mind, accepting a pardon is an admission of guilt. And if this incoming administration wants to come after me,
they could be like, oh, might just have to take a look at this guy's tax records, make sure they're all on the level. Like they can do all that kind of shit too.
And dedicate their political capital, their money, their time to trying to lock me up on some trumped up charge.
Hot trumped up charge.
Then that's those resources that they can't spend.
It brings whole new meaning to that phrase.
After someone more vulnerable.
Wow. So you would be not okay, but you would be able to be okay with if they were coming after you.
Yeah, it's not an ideal situation, but I didn't do this to be safe. I didn't take the job to be safe. This is a kind of danger that I wasn't planning on when I signed up for the job, but I try to do what's best for everybody as best I can.
Officer Hodges, thank you for your work and thank you for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me on.
Really appreciate it.
Here's Trump meeting with Gavin Newsom. I thought they were going to do the cheek kiss. Trump is envious of Newsom's hair. I'm envious of Newsom's hair. Thank you so much over on Twitch for showing up. We got a couple Twitch people now. I'm multi-streaming, so I've been looking at YouTube and Twitch, kind of going back and forth. Oh shit. Newsom's gonna steal Melania. It's so weird that Newsom's ex-wife is one of Trump's kids' girlfriend. That is so weird that that's a thing. And I didn't really hear anyone talk about it. I just kind of stumbled onto it on Wikipedia one day, clicking around, like looking at who Gavin Newsom's ex-wife was, and I'm like, holy shit, that's I can't remember which, is it Eric or is it Trump Jr. That yeah.
So we just left North Carolina a little while ago. We have that in very good shape. We have the congressman in charge and Michael Watley, and we're going to do a lot of work. We have
he would trade Melania for Newsom's hair. Like if they could swap hair. Could you imagine Newsom with Trump hair? I need to see that Photoshop. Someone needs to Photoshop Trump's face on Newsom's head with his nice hair and everything.
the Army Corps of Engineers working as they are here. And I think you're going to see some very big progress. They left them high and dry, and now we're going to be taking...
It's funny because while Trump was running for president, I never saw Melania around him. And now that he is president again and he's flying around the country, now Melania's with him constantly.
A little tour with some of the people from the area. I appreciate the governor coming out and meeting me, Kevin. Very much. And
it's funny because when Newsom's not around, Trump is just going to trash him.
And we'll be talking a little bit. We want to get it fixed. We want to get the problem fixed.
Oh, yeah. And now that we're back to Trump, just like last time he was in office, I think we're going to start getting the interview. Trump's going to do interviews in front of an airplane that's really loud or a helicopter that's really loud. He used to always do... It would be like on the White House lawn, there'd be like a helicopter with its fucking propellers going and all super loud, and Trump's trying to do an interview, and a lot of times he'll be like, I can't hear you because of the helicopter. Okay, I'm getting on the helicopter now.
And there'll be some ways, but it's like you got hit by a bomb, right?
Yeah.
Like you got hit by a bomb. Would you like to say something?
Most importantly, thank you for being here. It means a great deal to all of us. Not just the folks in Palisades, the folks in Altadena that were devastated. We're going to need your support. We're going to need your help. You were there for us during COVID. I don't forget that. And I have all the expectations that we'll be able to work together.
He's being very diplomatic. Trump is not diplomatic. Will Trump signify that he agrees with what Newsom is saying, or will he just be like, all right, cool?
A speedy recovery.
We will.
Get it done.
Oh, yep. He wasn't like, yeah, I feel the same about you. He was just kind of like, yeah, we'll get it done.
Tremendous numbers of lives have been affected. A lot of real estate's been affected.
A lot of real estate. And believe me, I know real estate.
Nobody's ever probably seen anything like this. You can almost say since the Second World War, when you think of it. I mean, nothing like this has happened. And we're going to get it fixed, so we'll get it permanently fixed, so it can't happen again. And again, we'll be talking a little bit later, and we'll get it worked out, okay?
I appreciate it, Mr. President.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Both of you have disagreed a lot over the past week over what has happened in this state. How do you plan to
We got to
put your
get it
differences
finished.
aside?
We're looking to get something completed.
He wants to bring water from the Pacific Northwest down to LA somehow. And he seems to believe there's unlimited water in the Pacific Northwest. There's just like unlimited water that somehow can be transported easily other places. Like over 1,000 miles.
And the way
he talks about this all the time. I've heard him say unlimited water.
get it completed is to work together. He's the governor of the state, and we're going to get it completed.
No, not the ocean water. It can't be salt water. It has to be clean water.
They're going to need a lot of federal help. Unless you don't need any, which would be okay.
We're going to need a lot of federal help.
So we're going to take care of things, okay?
I have all the confidence in the world we'll work that out.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I guess some of you are coming with us, and some of you not. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll see you.
Okay, so let's look at this right now, okay? Gavin Newsom height. Gavin Newsom's height. How tall is Gavin Newsom? I don't know if I can find it. Oh, hold on. Gavin Newsom and Donald Trump both claim to be 6'3". All right. Trump claims to be 6'3". Okay. They both claim to be the same height. So, how tall is Trump for real? And yes, to the Twitch chat, yeah, I'm sure the players for Ohio State are looking forward to eating McDonald's at the White House coming up here in the near future. Melania, I think, is like 5'11", I believe. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's there are angles too, but there's an obvious height difference. They're not the same height. I don't believe Trump is above 6'1". If Newsom is 6'3", .600 people arrested in New York, New Jersey.
Meanwhile, federal law enforcement and ICE agents have arrested hundreds of undocumented migrants wanted for outstanding crimes in sanctuary cities, including several in New Jersey and New York. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is live outside of the Roosevelt Hotel in Midtown with the latest. Marcus, good morning.
Good morning, Shantae. And those ICE raids this week have given rise to real fears among migrants, even those who have been granted asylum status, who are worried that they will be rounded up and deported as well. So far, the Trump administration says 593 arrests have been carried out. Images released.
So they're going to places where they're going places in cities that are known as sanctuary cities, and that just means they don't enforce. The local law enforcement doesn't enforce the immigration laws. They go there, and they go to places where it's like an open secret, where a lot of, undocumented immigrants are, and then they go and bust it up, and they're looking for people who have overstayed visas too. That are here illegally because they came in legally and didn't leave. They're looking for those too. It's not just the criminals. Obviously, they're going for them too, but it's a lot. It's as many illegal immigrants as they can find.
of handcuffed individuals being led onto military C-130 aircraft flown to Guatemala. Some of the arrests taking place in our area, agents arresting workers at a seafood business in Newark. The other concern regards sensitive locations, schools, houses of worship. Previously,
that guy looked happy. He was smiling.
Taking
That's
place
weird.
in our area, agents arresting workers at a seafood business in Newark. The other concern regards sensitive locations, schools, houses of worship.
Yeah, that guy. Look, he looks happy.
Previously,
I saw ICE in Albuquerque when I lived there. There's definitely a lot of people that came in illegally, and that Albuquerque's like a big city that's far enough away from the border itself to kind of set up shop in. So I used to see the ICE police cars in those areas all the time.
They were considered off limits should someone seek refuge there, but an executive order signed Monday gives ICE the okay to enter those spaces as well.
Criminal aliens in schools and in churches. I've lived in New York for long enough to know that that's perhaps not where you find criminal aliens. I spoke to
Criminal aliens just sounds so sci-fi to me. Criminal aliens. By the way, please like the stream if you haven't already. This is a triple stream. I'm streaming on 3 different channels across 2 platforms. I'm on here. I'm on my other channel, the Altered Perspective channel, and I'm also on Twitch right now. Just doing some Twitch type stuff.
A first grade teacher last week, and she shared with me the story of a little girl in her class, a 6-year-old, who every day...
If you're watching on Twitch and you have Amazon Prime, you should make sure that your Amazon account is linked to your Twitch account, because you get a free subscription on a Twitch channel that's just included with your Amazon account. So you can do that there. You can, give me a Twitch sub, and it's just included in your Amazon Prime membership that you already have.
Since the beginning of 2025 has come up to her during the day and asked to be sent to the nurse's office. She wants to go to the nurse's office because she wants to be sent home. And she wants to be sent home because she isn't sure if by the end of the day she will be able to be united with her mother.
Well, President Trump's board...
Trump is taking ass and kicking names.
Rizar says this is just the beginning. Right now, the focus is on individuals with criminal records and national security threats. But he says the number of arrests will go up. We're live in Midtown. Marcus Solis, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
I wonder, in a few months, looking for, job openings, how many vacancies in various jobs are going to be open because their staff got sent back to whatever country they came from. Because, I rent, so when there's, a maintenance issue, a lot of times the people that come over, they are using Google Translate to communicate with me, because there's a definite language barrier. I see the staffs in any, not just Mexican restaurants, but any type, pretty much most types of restaurants. They're playing mariachi music and speaking Spanish in the kitchen and shit. Roofers and landscapers and all this shit. So the labor will get more expensive for companies, definitely. And then with all the tariffs on top of that, we're going to see some crazy shit. If it's on as big of a scale as I think it is, if it's literally 50 to 100,000 in the first few months that they get rid of, I guess we'll keep an eye out for it. I'll go live when I want to. Get blocked, troll. Please like the stream, by the way, if you haven't already. There was I guess there was a rumor that ICE agents raided a school, but I guess it was Secret Service. Here's a story about that.
Chicago Public Schools now call the chaos and confusion over an immigration scare at an elementary school a misunderstanding.
So it was an immigration scare at an elementary school.
Defending school staff for denying access to the Secret Service, not ICE agents. This all happened at Hamline Elementary School in Back of the Yards. Our Charlie DeMar has been pushing for answers all day and is live at CPS headquarters for us with what he found out tonight. Charlie?
Joe and Erica, good evening. Again, to be clear, ICE was never at this elementary school. Late today, the U.S. Secret Service says they were at the school.
I do kind of like ICE just as a name, like the acronym works well and everything, and it's ICE, you know, and I am the cold. So it's a I don't like the agency. I just think of all the government agencies. It has kind of a cool name because the acronym actually says something. I don't know.
And that their agents clearly identified themselves. Despite all of this confusion, CPS says that their staff's response demonstrates that they are prepared.
Chicago Public School administrators and high-level school staff stoked fears Friday in the Back of the Yards community after they inaccurately stated that ICE agents attempted to enter Hamline Elementary School. The student body is more than 90% Hispanic.
At approximately 11:15 a.m., we did have ICE agents come to our school building.
ICE flat out denied the claims. CPS CEO Pedro Martinez went on MSNBC and echoed the false claims.
Presented credentials that and shared that they were from ICE.
But those credentials.
So it was the secret. Why was this?
Those weren't.
Why was the Secret Service there?
From ICE agents. They were from the Secret Service. The agency saying in a statement, agents identified themselves to the school principal and provided business cards with their contact information. The agents left without incident. The Secret Service investigates all threats made against those we protect. We do not investigate nor enforce immigration laws. Sources say Secret Service was investigating an online threat made by a Hamline student.
Oh, okay. That's why they were there.
Made against President Trump following.
Okay. So the Secret Service was there investigating a threat against Trump by a student. But the news that came out was that it was ICE there raiding a school trying to, deport little kids, I think is what happened here.
The TikTok ban. Late Friday, CPS responded to their mistake, saying in part, 2 individuals showed up at the school door and presented identification that includes the name Department of Homeland Security, the federal agency that oversees ICE.
There's been a lot of back and forth about what department actually it was.
It's Brandon Lee. I thought he was dead.
Or the identification that was presented. But ultimately,
he looks different.
We believe that the school administrators and the school leadership did the right thing.
Brandon Lee says a team with the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights responded to the school.
He came back just like the Crow.
ICE agents in the.
He just doesn't look like he used to. He let himself go a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't even look like Bruce Lee's son anymore. I've been to their graves, by the way. Bruce and Brandon, they're buried next to each other in a cemetery in Capitol Hill.
Area.
It's better to exercise caution right now, especially given the range of federal enforcement agencies that are now able to carry out immigration-related activity.
And CPS went on to say, despite whichever branch of Homeland Security showed up at the school today, those agents were not allowed inside the school, and CPS says that further shows that they do have protocols in place and that they worked. We are live in the loop tonight. Charlie DeMar, CBS News, Chicago. Joe and Erica.
Charlie, thank you.
Okay. ICE raid at Newark Fish Market. What's this?
Well, now to the latest on raids and deportations being carried out by federal immigration agents.
All right, we're now learning that the Trump administration's begun flying some of these migrants taken into custody out of the U.S. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt posting these photos of migrants boarding military planes. This first flight took off from Biggs Army Airfield in El Paso, Texas, bound for Guatemala.
And you saw it breaking right here last night at 10 o'clock tonight. There's new information about that migrant raid at a Newark business, as well as new surveillance video. Fox 5's Jessica Formoso is live in Newark with new information on what authorities say led up to the raid. Jess.
That's right, Natasha and Steve, a law enforcement source telling me that this was a result of ICE receiving a tip that employees without legal status are working here at Ocean Seafood Depot.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of people that work at a seafood market that are undocumented. There's about to be a lot of job openings there.
Now, they are calling this a targeted enforcement operation, which they say is a routine operation. Now, in a statement to Fox 5, an ICE spokesperson tells us some of the people the federal agents encountered inside the fish market were U.S. citizens who were asked to show identification to establish their identity. However, Newark's mayor, Ross Baraka, says among those questioned, a U.S. military veteran who showed his ID and the federal agents questioned it. What you're seeing here on your screen is surveillance video of the moment the federal agents come out of Ocean Seafood Depot with a worker of the fish market. We know 3 undocumented workers were detained. The mayor says he is appalled, upset, and angry about what took place here yesterday, saying they came in unannounced, and what's worse, he says, they did not have a warrant.
The problem with this is that none of these people were rapists or murderers or criminals.
Yeah, so the whole this immigrant did this horrible criminal activity. That's not who they're mainly going after. Like, most of the people that are going to get deported are people who haven't broken the law other than being here illegally.
The problem with it is that ICE went in there without a warrant. And we can disagree on politics. You can disagree with me about the role immigrants play in the economy of our community. What we must agree on is that the thing that separates this country from many other countries around the world is the Constitution of the United States.
And the mayor telling us that workers inside got fingerprinted, pictures were taken of their faces, and they were ID'd. This morning, the fish market opened again, but the community here in the Ironbound section of Newark is scared. There is a large number of undocumented immigrants who live here and also work here. You're about to hear from an employee of Ocean Seafood and also a resident who lives nearby.
People, it's like a little bit afraid because they working for many times here. And
if they're a criminal, then I believe what they want to do is deport them. But immigration is great. We always...
Why didn't this guy... Hold on. Why didn't this guy put a shirt on like the news is at your front door? Would you be like, hold on, let me put a shirt on before I do this interview? Can I have 2 minutes? Can I have 2 minutes? Is this Jared from the future?
afraid because they working for many times here. And
if they're a criminal...
I like this guy. Oh my God. If they're... Hold on. Can you wait for a minute while I put a shirt on?
Then I believe what they want to do is deport them. But immigration is great. We always need... my family's an immigrant.
My family's an immigrant? Did he say his family is an immigrant?
And tonight we went across the street to the bar. There's a bar here. I went in there about an hour ago, and I have to tell you, Steve and Natasha, that I counted about 8 people inside. One person in there, I did ask, I said, hey, what's going on? It's a Friday night.
My shirt is an immigrant.
He told me, well, everyone's scared, including the employees.
He's completely naked.
This is why
He's just standing there completely naked. They're like, well, we need this interview with old naked man.
A busy Friday night. So that's what everyone here in the community is saying to us tonight. As for the 3 undocumented men who were detained yesterday, it's still unclear what happened with them. We just know that they were taken away. As for what's next for them, we do not know. That's the latest we have from Newark. I'm Jessica Formoso, Fox 5 News. Natasha and Steve.
All right, thanks, Jess.
Yeah. Here's a panel on, has MAGA made conservatism cool again?
Here's a provocative question for you. Is it now uncool to be a Democrat? Meghan McCain thinks so after she says that she's been socially ostracized for being a Republican her entire life. An op-ed takes it a step further, arguing that the right is winning hearts and minds. A major reason? Because MAGA has recognized the crucial importance of new technologies in shaping politics and culture. It's an interesting argument. Actually, can I just say for the record, the conservatives are at the table.
The Tea Party? Damn, the Tea Party wasn't cool. The Tea Party was kind of lame. They'd show up, like, some of them would wear, like, tea bags on their hats and shit. I hated the Tea Party. God.
Are the ones that are most skeptical about this. Yeah. Is that right? Yeah.
They got SC Cup. Damn.
Democrats are still cooler.
Cooler.
Dress better, have better hair, go to cooler parties. Still cool.
I don't think the cool is the thing. And, you know, Megan's my very best friend. So full disclosure, I get her point because we've talked about this. But it's not an issue of cool. I think that Biden, what Democrats needed after Trump was a Reagan, a character and a personality who was not only going to transform the Democratic Party, but America and the world for generations to come. Instead, they got a Carter in Biden, someone who inspired nobody, who in fact repelled longtime Democrats who said, I've had enough.
Bye, Sleepy Joe.
We have lost.
I wonder what Biden is doing now. I'm always like waiting to hear like for Biden's official diagnosis. Because it's pretty clear to me, I'm not an expert, but just go back and watch a video of Biden from 20 years ago, and then watch one of him from like 8 years ago, and then 4 years ago, and then now. There's definitely a difference, like a striking difference. I saw an interview with Dick Van Dyke the other day, and he's 99, and he's way more sharp mentally than Biden is. So it's not just age. There's just there's health related issues, you know. I mean, like Nancy Pelosi is older than all of them, and she's not like, her brain isn't melting. She can actually speak and she's coherent.
Lost the way, we have lost our point. And now they risk another 12 years of Republicans in charge. Democrats need a renaissance, and to do that, they'll need some introspection and to take some responsibility from some of their policy waywardness. But they need to find their Reagan and become inspiring again to a generation.
They had their Reagan. I don't think the Democrats need their Reagan. They need something else, though.
Barack Obama, the ultimate cool, right? The ultimate.
Right. I'm not talking about cool, though. Okay. I'm talking about someone who can inspire a generation to come to the party.
Who leads the cultural, but there is a cultural vanguard to doing that,
But there was an expiration date on that, I think, is part of the issue. Correct. And Trump threatens, I think this is the question, he threatens to eclipse it. I mean, this is the Wall Street Journal on Sunday, how MAGA is taking back the culture. This is a quote from a student at ASU, Arizona State. Every time I walk on campus, I see a few MAGA hats. That's definitely new. He said, it's really become...
I don't think it would do very well on Seattle's university, you know, the University of Washington campus. I don't think a MAGA hat would go over very well there. I don't believe that happens. maybe someone's tried it. I don't think it would go well.
Intertwined in our pop culture, it's really showing that conservatism is cool now. This is a 19-year-old.
I think Republicans are less afraid.
That's right.
Right? Stallone.
Last night we watched...
I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life. But there's a warm wind blowing the stars around and really want to see you tonight.
Is that song lyrics? Because I'm not familiar with those, with that particular song, if that's what it is. Beautiful though, like poetry. Please like the stream, and thank you for getting me a little closer to the goal. If you guys want to let the do what you do, you know. If you want to do Streamlabs, do Streamlabs. If you want to do super chats, do a super chat. If you're on Twitch, do what they do on Twitch. You know, if you've got a Prime membership.
Gibson, John Voight, shout out Varsity Blues, like them coming out as official or unofficial ambassadors to Hollywood, like that didn't happen 10 years ago.
They didn't come out. He
Right,
appointed them, they didn't even out.
And I think it's a very good
Let me
thing.
take it to the person from Hollywood. I feel like I actually don't think that that's like a sign that they're cool, because those guys have been, first of all, they're in another generation.
Less afraid. That's
And
all it
they've
is.
been in Trump's camp.
Striking a blow against ageism, but go ahead.
I think we have...
That's ageist, bro. Hey, Jared's happy about that you're striking a blow against ageism, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Revisionist history, because there's a point in this campaign when the Democrats raised $1 billion, where Kamala
That was like
Harris,
3 months ago.
Right, where people were going...
Okay, they raised $1 billion in the election because Tim Walz came to Seattle. Not literally Seattle, but where all the really rich people, all the like mega billionaires live near Seattle. Where like Bezos and Bill Gates and all them live. And they went there, and Tim Walz went there. He didn't do a rally in the area. All he did was go and have a private meeting with them over there. And the next day, it was announced that Kamala had raised over $1 billion since the start of her candidacy. It was on the news like the very next day. I don't know who was there at the meeting with Walz, but when he left, the news hit the very next day.
Where people were going across with in the middle of the campaign, where we felt in 100 days, no other campaign could have done what...
Oh, yeah! Woo! Thank you. It's pinned in the top of the chat of all of the streams right now.
We did. And the Republicans were feeling that as well. We lost the campaign. We should not feel as though we've lost our principles and our way. Of course, when someone wins, there's going to be...
from the 70s. I am older than dust. Got a 70s and 80s playlist going today.
You're older than... I like some 70s music, even though it predates my existence. You know? I like, you know, a fair amount. Like Led Zeppelin is cool and shit. Like a lot of the 70s rock bands are cool. I like a lot of the 70s punk too.
Sort of popular movement, and everybody's going to be attached to it. And then ultimately, they're going to realize what they have, what has happened. Now, we have a responsibility as Democrats to tap into that coolness again and remember that. But
Coolness doesn't pay the bills, though. People want their bills paid. I think
absolutely,
maybe that is the lesson.
And we'll be asking that question after all those tariffs are put on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm afraid of the tariffs. I'm afraid of the cost of everything going up dramatically. Because the people causing it to happen, it's not going to matter to them how much the prices of shit are going to change. But it will it'll be pretty crazy. All right. I have more to show. I have more stuff to play. I'm just going to take a quick break here. I will be right back. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
your souls. It's King Cobra, gonna make the sickos pay. It's King Cobra, gonna cast a spell today. Brewing skills mean the seal of approval. Yet another drink combo, worldwide sicko removal. Streaming after midnight, eating Papa John's. I've a misty green light, his time has come. It's King Cobra, he's defeated all the trolls. It's King Cobra, he will harvest all your souls. It's King Cobra, gonna make the sickos pay. It's King Cobra, gonna cast a spell today. Bugs in his beard, bugs on his food, bugs on his chair, drinking, getting stewed out.
All right, we're back. All right. So, we got more videos to watch. I like how, like, some of the stream chats are just people just talking about whatever we're watching, and then there's some people fighting in one of the others, and then there's one that's just really chill, like the Twitch one. There's not too much going on. All right. It's great. So much diversity. Climate activists should be embracing Trump. Okay, let's see. Ooh, it's Fox and Friends.
President Trump cracking down on windmills. The president now pausing a new federal wind energy projects while debunking the left's claim that wind energy is better for the environment.
He hates the windmills.
Natural gas is clean and it's powerful. You need power and it's consistent, not like wind.
It's hard to extract from the earth.
Blows and then it doesn't blow.
Without fucking up a lot of stuff.
Oh, and the things cost a fortune. They're made in China and they kill the birds and they're horrible. We're putting an order on. I've already sort of done it. We don't want windmills. If you have a house and you're in vision of a windmill, your house is worth half. It's a disaster. And nobody wants
It's a disaster.
Here to weigh in is Mark Morano, publisher of ClimateDepot.com. Mark, we've been doing this story for a long time. You know I hate windmills. They're bird murders. They're whale murders.
She used to be on The Real World back in the day. Rachel. She was on like the second or third season of The Real World back in the day. And yeah, no, they're not bird and whale murderers. She's full of shit.
I think Donald Trump is like the whale whisperer, right? I mean, he's saving the whales. Who would have thunk?
Is she being sarcastic? I can't tell.
Yeah, who would have thought
They're shredding the
that
whales.
The environmental groups from the Sierra Club, Audubon Society, Greenpeace are silent on whale mortalities and on the bird mortalities. Donald Trump is turning out
the windmill. Yeah, he's had this for like 20 years almost. He's hated windmills. Because they were going to install windmills. I think they did. They installed windmills near his golf course.
To be the greatest environmental hero of the 21st century. And I don't mean, I'm talking about endangered species in terms of especially offshore wind and whales, but I'm also talking about even for those worried about climate, he's a climate champion. Because if he's reducing by bringing in more fossil fuels from the Western world, we have the highest environmental standards, highest technological, and the cleanest way to make it. We're relying less on China, the Middle East.
Yeah, the windmills don't go under, like the spinning blades of the windmills don't go underwater. So what, I don't understand. How do they kill the whales? See, I think there was there was a lot of whale deaths this year or last year than expected, and they don't know why. And Trump's like, oh, it's the windmills.
Venezuela, Russia, this is how it's done. The climate activists should be embracing them. And you have to ask, where are the Volvo driving
The sound waves don't do shit. They don't kill the whales.
1970s save the whale liberals? Well, they're now in the form of the orange man.
The windmills are driving the whales crazy.
The formerly artist known as the formerly bad orange man, Donald Trump, who is now their champion. It is amazing. He is gutting the funding. There is no there. Globally, wind and solar combined are less than 14% of electricity, despite trillions in subsidies and mandates. It's not happening. Donald Trump is just saying the emperor has no clothes when it comes to wind and solar.
Now, when he's going to ban these wind farms or not fund them anymore, but what happens to that? Like, you can't recycle these ugly things. And by the way, they're such an eyesore.
Is she acting? She is not that good at this. She does not seem genuine. It seems like she's reading a script, like she's doing a scene, like she's rehearsing a scene on a script where she's playing the role of an outraged person on the news, but she's bad at acting, so it's not convincing. Is anyone else picking up on this?
Yeah.
How do you recycle them?
Yes.
How do you get rid of them?
Forbes magazine.
I'm sure they're made out of metal and stuff. I'm sure you can recycle them. What are you talking about?
Had a whole article about how they're rusted relics when they're decommissioned and they're rotting away in a field. We need to remember, this isn't green energy. 2,500 tons of steel, 2,500 tons of concrete.
I like how the Fox News agenda now is to be like, yeah, windmills are terrible. They're terrible. Just look at them. Just pumping toxic air into the air.
500 tons of steel, 25,000 tons of plastics, non-renewable plastics go in to make these. EVs take 500,000 pounds of materials to dig them up. And what ends up happening is they're a recyclable mess, and these are not green. They dig the earth in a deep way, not a 1970s.
They dig the earth too deeply? Doesn't fracking dig the earth like super deep?
Groovy Brady Bunch way they dig the earth. They dig it in a literal way. So Donald Trump.
Yeah, but isn't fracking to get natural gas? Don't they go like super deep, ridiculously deep to like free up natural gas in these pockets underground?
Is ending this.
It's not groovy like the Brady Bunch. Man.
Nonsense that we have green energy. There's nothing green about energy that digs the earth and makes us rely on China for all of our power needs. So this is a American renaissance. I can't tell you, this man has powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men, Donald.
Wow. Who is this guy? Mark Morano, climatedepot.com. I don't even want to go to that website. I'm afraid to go to it.
Donald Trump. That's how powerful his message is. That's what he told Davos the other day. This is unprecedented, more consequential, I believe, potentially than Ronald Reagan's presidency. We shall see.
Yeah, I definitely think it's on track for that. And you've been calling this out for a long time. You finally have a champion in the White House to do it. Donald Trump, the greatest environmental hero.
Finally.
It turns out.
Yes.
It's amazing.
She has to know she's full of shit.
All right, Mark Morano.
All right.
So great to have you on today and focusing on something that we both care about. Mark Morano, thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
All right. If it wasn't for Trump, these hostages wouldn't be released. So I think this is, it's this idiot. He's going to talk about, I think, the Israeli hostages, I think is what this is about.
Fox News alert. 4 female hostages back in Israel this morning, reuniting with their loved ones after being freed from Hamas earlier this morning.
This was the second round of releases under the Gaza ceasefire deal, which requires Israel to give up hundreds of prisoners, and the White House keeping their eye on the Middle East, getting ready to send
what are all those ninjas doing there?
A Trump envoy back to Israel next week.
Sound from the windmills fucks with the whales sonar or blah blah blah. Did you know there is 5,000 windmills in Denmark? The Danish producer Vestas is one of the biggest on the market. Hashtag the more you know. Check content channel.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll check that out. I didn't know. I've been to the Netherlands and I saw a lot of windmills there. They also had like the old school windmills, you know, like the historical kind of windmills that you'd see in small towns and shit. Where content channel? Oh yeah, you know, I saw a windmill get destroyed. There's a lot of tornado chaser channels on YouTube, and I was watching one, and they were driving by a tornado. They were so crazy close to it, and this tornado just tore up this wind turbine like it was nothing. But they do that to everything. Like if you get hit by a big ass tornado, it's going to tear you up.
To discuss is Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. Senator, thank you so much for joining us. It's exciting for families to have their hostages come home, but what do you make of this deal and how it's being executed?
Well, Jason, if it wasn't for President Trump, these hostages wouldn't be released. It's kind of
hold on though. Wasn't this already planned before Trump took office? Didn't Biden announce in his farewell address that this was already in motion? Is that not true? Do I not remember that?
Reminiscence of Carter versus Reagan when he came into office. And let me tell you, someone that needs all the credit is Steve Witkoff. Yes. Steve flew back and forth from the Middle East basically since the election on his own dime, refusing to take any money from the government, working out these hostage deals. It was interesting to me at one time when you saw the former Secretary of State, Blinken, who's a complete liar, trying to take credit for this. If it wasn't for the Trump administration, these hostages would still be in the hands of Hamas. And so thank God we got a new sheriff in the White House.
Yeah, no question.
A new sheriff. Oh, he's the sheriff.
About it. Steve Witkoff deserves a lot of credit. But it's not just that the Democrats are trying to take credit for it. There has been a campaign, even on the Republican side, among many of the neocons, criticizing him for this deal.
I don't understand how they could criticize someone that went there and did exactly what the President of the United States wanted. He made it very clear. He says there will be hell to pay if these hostages are not being released by the time I get into office. Steve went there and started working a deal with a terrorist organization.
Thank you, and 789. Thank you so much. That was a good one. Hell yeah. That was sweet.
Organization have no work with the IDF, and we had to go through the Qataris too. He got the best deal he could get, and guess what? He did something that the former administration, the Biden.
We got King Cobra in the chat. You see what's up? That's most definitely what's up.
Administration could not get done. He got the hostages released. Yeah. That's the most important thing. First and foremost, bring the hostages home. Yeah.
It's what Israeli citizens wanted too. So
That's
many
right.
of them.
Exactly. Senator, so later today, we're expecting Pete Hegseth to be sworn in as next Secretary of Defense. Obviously,
the Hegseth thing was crazy. I saw that happen live last night where J.D. Vance had to be the tie-breaking vote. It's so rare, you know? I was surprised that many Republicans didn't want Hegseth, that it got to that point, because they have the majority. What's the video Cobra is sharing? Oh, it's the Requiem of the Soul, dark violin and piano melodic mood with death, and it's like death playing a violin. That's goth as fuck. That's some serious like goth shit right there, you know? It is true.
He lost 3 Republican votes. But I think one of the really interesting parts of all of this is that the reason Pete Hegseth is getting confirmed is because Donald Trump had his back and wasn't going to budge.
Well, President Trump knew exactly what he was doing when he was picking people like Pete and Sean Duffy. By the way, he'll be, Rachel, we'll get him confirmed this coming week. He knew he wanted a fighter in there, and Pete never blinked under fire. He continued to move forward, and his wife, Jenny, my goodness, they are such a power couple moving forward through the halls, taking the fight straight to each office, not allowing
This guy's an idiot.
the press to debate this, but he was answering all the questions. I was on the phone with Pete.
Bernie Sanders had to behave like his dad when he was about to get into a fight with someone at some hearing that they were at. Bernie Sanders like, "You're a senator, sit down."
Multiple times, even yesterday, he was answering questions.
He went into dad mode with this weird
all
guy
the way
here.
to the very end. It was phenomenal to see the type of person that President Trump elected to straighten out the Pentagon, and he got the right person.
Oh yeah, there's a picture of him. I don't know if this is like his whole family or what, with Hegseth.
With our new Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. I'm excited about it. I mean, you saw the fighter. And let's just go back to the hearing, too. You saw underneath the hearing that he walked into that, and he had a lot of room that he had to gain when he went in there. Now, what he did is he walked in there, and he came out stronger than he was, and you saw how awful the Democrats were just attacking him, going after him nonstop, and he was so calm and collective under fire. That's the type of leader you need leading us in this very tense moment we have around the world.
No question about
No question about it. Everything he said, I happen to agree with. Fair and balanced.
it. He came out stronger.
They don't even call themselves fair and balanced anymore. I used to chuckle when they'd be like, Fox News, fair and balanced. But now it's like they don't even pretend. They know what's
He never
up.
budged. He outworked everybody, what everybody thought he would do. And again, he had Donald Trump standing strong with him, and he knew that. And I think that gave him a lot of strength. And
You're right, Rachel.
Yeah. Well, it's so great seeing you, Senator. And you also stood by him and
All right.
gave him a lot of support and his family. And that is so important through this.
Drinking buddies. Yeah, probably. Here's a windmill getting destroyed. Let's see. Look at it go. Look at all the electricity it's generating. Woo! Look at that electricity being made. Whoa! Trump blew that up. That was a missile attack. Trump ordered a missile attack on this windmill. It was a drone strike, I think. That was great.
Kara, you know these men
very well,
and their egos very, very well. How do you think this is going to end?
Probably badly, and yet not. They'll do, they recognize how inexpensive it is to buy their way into politics. And as politics started to encroach on them with regulation, of which there are none, they decided to employ their money and their means. And their first person really was Peter Thiel, who went out and spent very little money to get J.D. Vance into the Senate, I think $25 million, something like that. Very inexpensive for these people. And so once they realized that, they're going to do it, and they had to figure out which of the presidential candidates would allow that to happen. Now, Democrats were tight with tech people for a long time, but it wasn't this. It wasn't this expectation, maybe get on a defense council or this and that, but
get money out of politics. Hey, I'm trying to get to 50%. If anyone wants to hop aboard the tip train and help me get to 50%, I would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, but not this proximity. So it will end, I think, badly in some ways for Trump because he cannot control them, and they cannot be controlled.
I mean, Bill, you've worked in a White House before. What would your life be like if Elon Musk were sitting in like the outer Oval and just was doing whatever he wanted?
There's no outer.
He had a corner in the Oval where he could just.
I'm not cool enough to spend time in Silicon Valley like you are, but I imagine it's very much like a campaign feel, right? Of rolling, freewheeling.
I was going to say nursery school, but okay.
A lot of like stand-up desks, right? Pizza at midnight in headquarters. A White House is very different, right? It's very structured, For it to succeed, you need unity and discipline. Not everyone, actually few people from a campaign can actually make the transition to a White House. This is a very structured, rigid environment. It's the most formal workplace.
Yes! There it is! 50%! Praise J Spoon! Praise J Spoon! Praise J Spoon! Praise J Spoon's magic! Because all the O2 ones are special ones. We have like normal alerts that only last a little bit of time, but the O2 ones get longer and longer. So 12, 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, and so on. I love it. Look, he's happy to be supporting me. Jared's my biggest fan. 2 minutes is not a long time. 2 minutes is just the right amount of time. And don't look, you got to be happy, you got to giggle along, you got to laugh along. There it is right there. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying, bro?
All hail J-Spoon. I heard he earns his money on OnlyFans selling feed pics, and I respect
it. Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. And hey, I should get into that. I need to get a petty first, though. I'll sell the shit out of some feet pics. Where's Boopy? Boopy is somewhere else. But I can get her. You guys want to see a positive surprise? Get me to 55% for a positive surprise, which is just my dog. I'll tell you what the positive surprise is. If I get to 55%, I will show everyone Boopy. How far away is that? Not very. No tax on French tips. That's funny. That's funny. Please like the stream, by the way. I've never had an ingrown toenail. I did see that Adam cut his hair. I randomly saw that on Reddit, that he cut his hair off. Hey, sometimes you just take the plunge. Yeah, it takes time getting used to someone who has a different hairstyle than what you're used to them having. When it's a completely different hairstyle, it does take time getting used to, especially if they've had it forever, you know? I made Jared in the UFC game. And last night, it's weird to be Jared in the UFC game and want to win it. You know? It's very strange. Because as much as I want to see Jared get his ass kicked, I mean, I still want to win the game that I'm playing, and I made Jared. He's all fat and very ugly, so it's pretty great. And then so I guess is the final boss the Green Ranger? I wish. Yeah, I guess you could make Jason David Frank a playable character. You just have to make a character that looks as much as him. Can I fight against yes, I think I can. I'm pretty sure I can. I made him for career mode though. It's my first time playing career mode on hard mode. I beat it on normal first, and I'm doing okay on it, but it is noticeably harder. But I also made Jared a kickboxer, and I was used to just playing as a boxer. So I have to realize that the kicks are more powerful than the punches. Was Jason David Frank even in actual UFC, or was it just like a small time MMA stuff? He never actually fought in UFC, right? Well, okay. Yeah, I know Jared wouldn't. It's funny to say, oh, I made Jared a kickboxer, but you only have so many choices, and he's like, oh, I like karate, bro. And in all of his videos where he's doing martial arts, he's doing kicks and punches and strikes and shit. So I'm like, if I'm going to make Jared as a UFC character, I'll show you guys here. Give me a second here. I'll show you Jared. It's kind of cool doing the 3-channel stream, It's kind of crazy having different different chats going. Chat overload. I wonder what makes some people prefer the tap channel specifically. There was someone trying to in the tap channel. It was pretty active because there was someone in there. I don't know if they were trolling or if they were being sincere, but they were trying to debate gender stuff for some reason, even though that's not really what we were talking about on the stream. I let it go on for a little while, but then it just never stopped. So they were debating gender issues and gender theory and whatever for a little while. And then I'm like, all right, time to move on.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Oh God, let's see. He was a truck? What does that mean? All right, let's see here. So career mode. I'll do one really quick. You know what I am saying, bro? This is career mode. All right. Yeah, see, this is how you know it's fiction, because Jared has all these wins in UFC in the heavyweight class, and he has like $49,000, which is ridiculous. And Jared's belly is way bigger than that, too. Huh. Okay. There, I think that's what I want to do. All right, we're just going to do one, and then I'll do something else.
You ready to go? You ready?
Let's see if I can win as Jared. I do make funny faces when I play. I'm very emotive. Oh, shit. Oh, dude, he struck me hard there. Damn, that was a solid. Got him once. Oh, he took me to the ground. All right. Damn, we swung each other out. Damn, I was in the process of throwing a kick. Yeah, I got my ass handed to me. All right, I need a rematch because I got fucking wrecked. So for all you who wanted to see Jared get wrecked, you saw it there. All right. Damn, this guy's got... He's got a reach advantage on me. There. There. Fucker. Oh, I just missed him barely. Got him with the uppercut. Ugh. Got him. Got you. Oh, take me down. All right. All right, all right, all right. Shit. Shit. Got you. All right. Ah, he's gonna try to choke me out or something. There we go. I'm gonna let him have his... I'm gonna let him get up. There. Wanted to land like a pretty strong kick. Ugh, got him again. Ugh. Got him. Again. Shit. Damn, I thought I was going to land a good one there. Shit.
Are you ready to fight?
All right. Shit. Shit. Oh, he caught me. He caught me there. He landed it right while I was going in for the strike. Damn, I can't land the head kick on him. He's blocking all of them. There we go. Good punch combination. He's done. Jared won. The hair is oddly accurate, yeah. The face was kind of hard. I could probably work on the face a little better. But I got my rematch. I got wrecked the first time in the first round. All right. Okay. All right. So, yeah, you know, it was a fun stream. I'm going to do another stream later, so I'm probably going to log off now. I appreciate all you guys watching, and I'll be back later, okay? Have a good one.